The Steelers are trading the George Pickens to the Cowboys for apparent draft capital, a third and a fifth rounder. To me, that's a Chico stick and some string cheese, as you know I love to say. This is addition by subtraction times 1,000. The Cowboys can't handle CeeDee Lamb. They can't handle Micah Parsons from doing a shitbird podcast. And you think that this is now the third shitbird and they're going to be able to handle him? Dallas has still done nothing. Am I the only one tripping here? What have they done to replace Zach Martin? Oh, they got a guard coach, a rookie. Yeah, expect a lot from him. Where's the running back? Where's the run game? What have they done up front on defense? Who's in the back row? Diggs is still hurt, by the way. And isn't he still a liability even when he's healthy? Oh, coach, he'll get 7 picks a year. He'll get beat on 12 touchdowns a year, too. But time will tell. We'll find out. The Steelers basically either told Aaron Rodgers, this is your team by trading Pickens, or they told him to kick rocks. They need a running back. They need another receiver or two. They need O-line help, aging defense, and they're depending on a 42-year-old quarterback and Aaron Rodgers. Not buying it. Mike Tomlin, I believe in you. But this is starting to become more interesting in Pittsburgh. We saw what's going on. Major news is going on out there, breaking news, blah, blah, blah. Did the Cowboys just become a contender, Smitty? That is what the poll question is.
They did not become a contender, but they did get better. Sometimes, and you said it before, sometimes your best players are shitbirds, and you need them. You need them. That's why every team makes sacrifices to get them. That's why you see these players who have crazy backgrounds and situations off the field where they get chance after chance after chance because of how talented they are. George Pickens, to my understanding, hasn't had any off-the-field trouble. Nothing that comes to my mind. It's just that we don't necessarily like all the yelling and him spazzing out on the field, the fights and stuff that he does, little stuff we hear or see on the sideline. But at the end of the day, man, his talent is undeniable. And he's really never had a quarterback for real, like throughout his career. I guess last year he had Russ, but again, this Russ isn't like the Russ that was in Seattle. We can all be, admit that. Him getting with Dak, say what you want. He's a really good quarterback, especially in the regular season. He has the ability to get you the ball and to make sure his receivers get yards. And with CeeDee Lamb being on the opposite side as well, with him being 1A, now you're 1B. You're probably going to be, well, not probably, you're going to be going against the number 2 corner every single week. I like that matchup with George Pickens 9 times out of 10. So I think this is actually a really good move for the Dallas Cowboys. They get another offensive weapon to help, drive that offense along, help out Dak. I think they have enough veterans, in that room to keep Pickens in check. I know you mentioned that. What has the Cowboys done? They didn't replace Zach Martin, didn't do this, but I know you mentioned in your opening, but to me, they did. They went and did it through the draft. Yeah, he's a rookie, but I mean, at one point, Zach Martin was a rookie. Like, the one thing the Cowboys do well is they draft offensive linemen well, at least in the most last 10 whatever years. It feels like they always just draft well when it comes to offensive linemen. So I'm going to continue to trust them with that until they show me otherwise. If I'm not mistaken, and you guys can fact check me on this, I think they got Miles Sanders at running back in this offseason. Again, I'm not saying he's like, oh my God, he's amazing. But I'm saying, again, they're addressing the needs. They're addressing things that they need. So I feel good about the Cowboys. You checked your watch, and I'm going to let you go.
No, I wasn't checking the watch for you. I was checking the watch because you said you trust in the Cowboys and you O-line. Continue to trust in what their moves have been.
O-line, yes.
You said moves. You say you trust him, and you're going to continue to trust them
until they show me otherwise. And I was talking about their offensive line. Offensive line. I said offensive line.
Until they show you otherwise, and I was like,
offensive line, though.
It's been 30 years since they won Super Bowl.
Offensive line. What I said specifically. Make sure you
what did they show us? I listened, but I think you tried to twist it on us.
No, go back. We can factor cap it. I guarantee. I bet you any money. I know what I said.
The Cowboys are a joke. Okay. They're the laughing stock. They're right there with the Lakers now in professional sports as a team that has so much money, resources, ownership, lore, and continue to do stupid shit and get older on their roster instead of younger at key spots. They're old up front. They cannot replace a Zach Martin with a rookie. They gotta. By the way, the rookie's probably not going to play center, right? He's going to play guard. So they still need a center, and the O-line is controlled by the center, and so they're not even come close to replacing Zach Martin. Number one. Number
They
two.
got Tyler. They got
What?
Who they got, baby? They got Tyler Booker. They got Tyler Smith, who's been there, and they got Tyler Guyton. Dogs on that O-line. But continue.
With 0 running backs. So listen, man, they got a lot to do.
Yeah.
Their D-line is very overrated. They can't take on the run. They're horrible against the run. They have a prima donna pass rushing defensive end / outside linebacker who they can't even control him to get him to focus on the game itself instead of focus on the opponent on his show the next day. This is a very bad roster. I'm just going to tell you. It's a bad roster. And I mean this, nucleus-wise. Of course, there's talent. There's talent on every NFL roster last time I checked. But nucleus-wise, I can't wait to see this thing right here come together. I don't see it. Not with a rookie head coach, homie, which you all mention. None of anybody's mentioned that they have a coach who has yet to ever manage a roster of this magnitude with a bunch of fucking prima donnas. Yet to rouse. What's he going to do? Call his daddy, homie? You going to call his daddy and ask him how to coach? Like, hey, dog, Jerry Jones, time to shit to get off the pot. If this is the move you think you made to shit, to get off the pot, you're crazy as hell. You think Dak Prescott's going to manage those wideouts? He can't even manage CD Lamb alone. And is he going to stay healthy? Is he going to be worth the $65 million? Homie, this is just a flash in the pan trade, Smitty, to appease the fan base. At the end of the day, you really didn't address anything in the core of what needed to happen to win a title. They did not close the gap on Washington. They did not close the gap on Philadelphia. So, because just real quick, only good thing about it, Darnell, is that they only got rid of a 3rd and a 5th rounder. Yeah, that's the only thing I would say.
Okay, so it's a good trade then, right?
I don't know if it's a good trade, but we'll see. Addition by subtraction. Same thing as Diggs. I mean,
you're the top tier receiver for Chico Stick and some string cheese. We haven't even seen the best of George Pickens because he ain't had no quarterback. That's what I'm excited about. And now you're again, he went from being 1A with the Steelers to 1B. And you keep saying Dak can't control CD Lamb. What has CD Lamb done? What's he done? Why do you keep throwing that shitbird out? CD Lamb ain't no shitbird. He ain't did nothing.
What's he done?
He's a wide receiver. Every receiver got a little diva in them at times, but
what's he done?
Caused no problems, no issues. He ain't really did nothing.
Why are you worried about that? I'm talking about what's he done.
I'm calling out everything though. CD Lamb has been a 1A receiver. That's what he's done.
But what's he done?
He's been a 1A receiver. That's what he's done. I don't.
What? He didn't playoff last year.
He has done his job. That got hurt, didn't he?
Yeah. So I thought he was.
He got hurt. I'm saying a receiver is a dependable position. You can only do as much as you can possibly can do. CeeDee Lamb has done that. He's improved every single year. He's a 1A receiver. And when you think about some of the better teams, most of the really good teams have 2 wideouts. You mentioned the Philadelphia Eagles right there in their division. They got 2 really good wideouts. They have that. So, again, I think they got better. Do I think they're contenders? No, only because their division is like, at least with the top 2 teams with Washington and Philly are just so good that it's hard for me to just put Dallas above either one of them. I can't. Philly won a Super Bowl last year, so of course they're the Kings. And Washington was right there in the NFC Championship with a young rookie quarterback who, I mean, you would imagine would only get better. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, I can't put the Cowboys above either one of them. The only team I can put them above right now is the New York Giants. And I think even they got better. So it's a tough division, but this was a good move for the Cowboys. Point blank period. You couple that with the draft. They answered their needs. Are they amazing at running back? No, but they got some cats. Miles Sanders, Javonte Williams. Like, these are guys who have proven to make plays and be solid backs in this league. I forgot they picked up Dante Fowler Jr. on the defensive side, and they re-signed their D-tackle Osa Odigizua to a 4-year extension. Couple that with Michael Parsons, who's the face and the leader of that defense. Like, as long as they stay healthy, these guys, the Cowboys, is going to be a hard out every single week. It's going to be tough to make the playoffs because, again, their division is so tough. But This right here, if Dak stays healthy, this offense, I expect them to be rolling.
Yeah, offense means nothing. D-line and DBs are horrible, and that's the number 1 and 2 things we talk about.
D-line is not horrible.
It's not very good.
Their D-line
they can't stop the run, Smitty. Stop. They can't stop the run.
They just re-signed their D tackle, who's a top half D tackle. They got Dante Fowler and they got Michael Parsons, homie.
CeeDee Lamb, by the way, to me, I'm just gonna be real, is very overrated.
That's fine, but I mean,
he only ties in the NFL for drops every year. He had 9 last year. He had 9 again, another 9 drop season last year.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie.
Is what it is. Keep paying him.
Rookie year, he got 935 yards, 74 catches.
9 drops.
79 catches, 1,102 yards. Third year, 107 catches, 1,359 yards. Fourth year, 135 catches, 1,749 yards.
How many drops?
Finally went down a year because the star quarterback got hurt. Still got 101 catches, 1,194 yards.
How many drops?
Women lie, men lie, numbers don't lie. 6 touchdowns, 12 touchdowns, 9 touchdowns.
How many drops?
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. At receiver, numbers don't lie.
How many drops?
Receiver, your numbers is what you're doing.
I know I got like 2 viral videos where he's dropping wide open touchdowns and shit.
I mean, I can always find a few plays here and there. I can find plays in your career where you threw some balls into the ground. I'm sure we all got those low lights. It's been time where I've gotten drove back before the D tackle. It's happened before. Very rare, but it's happened.
Actually, numbers lie all the time. By the way, you can't come on here and say numbers don't matter and then numbers matter all of a sudden.
Like wide receivers? Wide receivers?
No, numbers, period. Numbers, wide receivers. What do you mean?
Numbers, yeah.
Don't. So if I throw Tyreek Hill a bubble screen and he goes 80, what stat line is that for?
For him and the quarterback.
So the quarterback, did it lie or no?
No, it didn't lie. It didn't lie. No, but again, I always say context matters. But when I'm saying with the receiver position, stop being confused. With the receiver, you know football, Jason. I'm
far from confused, homie. I'm asking you a question. You lying to everybody in public.
Stats matter more. It's receiver.
You're lying to everybody. Why are you lying?
If the receiver gets 130 yards in the game, he balled out. It ain't no way around it. He balled out. There's no context. The context don't matter. Whether it was a screen, whether it was a deep ball, whether the corner fell down, it don't fucking matter. I still caught the ball and I got the yards. At receiver, the stats is pretty straightforward. There's other positions where maybe you play D-line, maybe you go a whole game and you got 2 tackles the whole game. But if you watch the film, you like, damn, you was dominating up front. You was causing havoc. You was causing the running back to cut back, bounce back into your help side defense. Like, there's different positions where different context matters. Yes, Jason.
So you're a believer in the Cowboys all of a sudden?
No.
Oh, that's what you said. All right.
I didn't say that. You just don't know how to listen.
Yeah, you said
when the show is over, just go back and listen to this whole like A block and like really focus. Don't be looking up nothing on Google. Don't be texting. Just 100% focus on what I said and like take notes.
Well, you don't answer the questions that I ask, so then we can't go back.
You said, are the Cowboys contenders? I said, no, Jason. They are not contenders, but this move did make them better. And then I went along to explain how they got better. But again, you don't listen. I do this shit at a high level, Jason. Been doing this long before you. When you was coaching and you was at high school and you was at JUCO and you was busy trying to be a fucking entertainment star or whatever on Last Chance U. And coaching those boys, I was doing this TV shit at a high level. So I've been doing it for a long time. You can't get me. You can't outdo me, out-wisdom me, outsmart me. I know how to answer questions, and I answer them well. Contrary to belief.
I literally do it every show.